Hello, my name is Sarah, otherwise known as Sarah Says Hi here on YouTube. And today I am discussing my 1 year following the ketogenic diet. So if you're curious to know all the things that I tried this year, then stay tuned. Hi guys, and welcome back. I am going to be talking about my first year on keto. This is not my first rodeo with keto. I did it several years ago. When I started keto June 30th of 2019, I weighed 210 pounds. I had been pretty much gaining and losing the same 20 pounds over and over again for the past several years. It's been really difficult for me to just kind of surpass 190 pounds. It's like my set point wants to be 190 and 195. So my body's constantly fighting me. Even when I get down to the 180s, it's constantly fighting me to get back to 190, 195. When it starts creeping up to 200 pounds, that's when I start freaking out. So I had gotten up to 210 pounds and was very, very disappointed. I was doing macro counting for the last year before that. I had pretty good success, but then I kind of slacked off between January and, April. And so I had started gaining the weight back. And then what motivated me in 2019 to start keto again was I was going to Hawaii in August. I knew I wasn't going to be in top shape, like bathing suit wise, but I knew that I wanted to be thinner than 210 pounds when I went to Kauai. So in my very first video of 2019 about keto, I had done a 30-day update. And when I look back at it, seeing my face now compared to what it was then, I'll show you guys a side by side. Like, my face was really fat. The thing is, I think in that video I was 199, so maybe 12 pounds lighter now than I was in that video, but it does make a difference on me at least. So I did experience with several things following the keto diet in a year. One, just so I could see what was working for me, and two, so I could have more content for my channel, obviously, so it just wasn't the same boring keto show. And what I found that was interesting was in that 30-day update, I was talking about how I wasn't into buying electrolyte drink mixes or anything like that, that I was making my own. Well, a lot has changed since then because I pretty much have been drinking LMNT electrolyte drinks. It's a mix. I've been drinking that and talking about that in several videos for at least good 6-7 months. I swear by it. I think it's the best drink. It's the best for a keto diet. All these other electrolyte drinks that I've tried are not really suited for keto, because for keto, you do need a lot of sodium. And a lot of those drinks just don't have nearly enough sodium. But LMNT puts 1,000 milligrams of sodium. It's not sponsored. I just love that drink. I just think it's the best. There will be a link for it down below where you could purchase it on Amazon if you're interested. Another thing that's kind of interesting that I changed is that in the video I had stated that I was counting only total carbs. I would say that I was counting total carbs all the way up until recently. Just when I started this 30 days of keto alternate day fasting, which, by the way, if this is your first time watching my channel and you're not aware of that, I'll put a link right here where I started my first week of doing keto and alternate day fasting. So I've been doing that for 3 weeks. And during that time, I have done net carb counting instead of total carb counting. I was like on this kick when I started keto that, oh no, net carbs, that's for lazy people. That's for people that are trying to cheat on keto. I just like had all these prejudgments about it. I was wrong, because when I follow eating net carbs, and maybe it's because I have such a high calorie deficit doing keto and alternate day fasting, I am losing weight. So counting net carbs for me is fine. It's working. So I would probably continue to do so. Another thing that I had tried was in the first month of doing keto, I was doing intermittent fasting where I'd started off at 16/8, and then I switched over to 24, 20 hours, 4-hour eating window. I did that for a week. I did try like 1 week of OMAD, where it was just like basically 3 days of OMAD. I actually found that OMAD didn't work for me because I still tended to eat quite a bit in that one large meal. I actually think because I have a history of binge eating in the past that I think that OMAD triggers that for me. So if you're not familiar with what OMAD stands for or what it is, it's 1 meal a day. So you're basically fasting for 23 hours and you have a 1 hour window to eat all of your calories for the day. Which, by the way, I did discover that calories do count on keto. A lot of people have this misconception that keto allows you to eat as much as you want. And unless you're Jason Whittock, who can eat like 4,000 calories on keto and not gain a single pound, he's like an anomaly because most people cannot eat 4,000 calories and not gain any weight. Guarantee that if I ate 4,000 calories on keto, I would gain weight, which, by the way, I proved that to myself during quarantine. Yes, I was eating more carbs, but for the most part, I was still eating pretty much keto, a lot of keto foods, but I wasn't watching what I was eating. Another thing I tried was eating 200 grams of fat for a week. So in 7 days of following Stephanie Keto Person's guidelines, I lost 1.4 pounds. And I actually am surprised by that because I was having anywhere from 2,100 to a little bit over 2,200 calories a day. And of course, that's 80 to 85% of that is fat. One would have been really scared. If you would do the math, I should have gained weight. I followed the recommendations of Stephanie Keto Person, she's pretty infamous here on YouTube, and she has like some guidelines that you follow to become ketotic, is what she calls it, where you're basically reaching a very high ketone reading. I'll post the video link for that up here. If you are curious, in that video, I was absolutely miserable, so I discovered that eating 200 grams of fat a day and only 60 grams of protein is not for me. One thing that I get a lot of views for on my channel, a lot of comments as well, is for my egg fasts. I have done several egg fasts. I think I have done 4 in the last year. And my egg fast, I think the very first one I did was a 5-day egg fast. So on Saturday morning, after completing 5 days of doing the egg fast, I was 188. So that's a total of 1.6 pounds that I lost during the egg fast. I actually didn't mind the egg fast. I didn't really get sick of the eggs. I just love eggs, and I just found really creative ways where I could make new recipes with the eggs. So I actually enjoyed it. I had pretty good results. Most of the time I would lose anywhere from 2 to 3 pounds. And it's a great way to kickstart. Like if you fell off the wagon, it would be a great way to kickstart things. I did try one where I did not record any videos, but it was during quarantine. I tried to jumpstart things again by doing an egg fast, and I lost like 3 pounds, which I believe it's on my Instagram. And if you're not following me on Instagram, I recommend that you guys follow me because I often cheat. I cheat. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about cheating like with pizza or ice cream or non-keto foods. What I'm talking about is I tend to have loose lips, and I will show progress photos, also foods that I'm eating on my Instagram. So if you're ever curious about what I'm eating following my keto diet, then please check out me on Instagram and follow me. Another thing I tried was Dr. Westman's page 4 food list. I had done that for a month, and I don't even remember how much I lost. I decided to purchase this food list because I need structure, so there's no like derailment for me. But looking at Dr. Eric Westman's guidelines, I know that this will be sustainable for me and I could do this long term. So I'm going to give this a 4-week go. I will put a link for it up here if you're curious about that. I also blogged about it like actually on my website. So there's a link down below to my website, my blog, and you can see the progress there as well. But I did have good success with the page 4 food list. And basically because it's very strict keto, there was a limit of how much whipping cream you could have a day. I think it was like 2 tablespoons of whipping cream was all that you could have a day. There was a limit on dairy, like cheese as well. Pretty much like green leafy vegetables and stuff were like almost unlimited. You could eat as much as you wanted of that. And then there was a whole protein list of foods that were recommended to eat while doing the page 4. I lost only 23.4 pounds in a year following keto. I suspect I would have had greater success had we not had the coronavirus, but I did gain 16 pounds during quarantine. And actually what kind of hit me was that I realized I was creeping over 200 pounds. I actually hit 202 pounds at the start of my 30-day keto alternate day fasting. And when I saw that 202 on the scale, oh my gosh, guys, I was upset because I knew that I had started this journey at 210. So there was no way I was going to allow myself to creep back up to where I was a year ago. And I knew that my ketoversary was coming up. I had 3 weeks until it was coming up. So I was like, darn it, I got to do something. I have to show something for my update. I can't show only like an 8-pound loss in a year. Even though I think I could have done a lot better, it is what it is. Had my very last workout, I want to say that it was probably in February or March before the gyms got closed down. Oh, that's not true. I did 2 quarantine workouts at home. And actually, I'll link my last quarantine workout right here for you if you're curious to see it. I really could have put some more effort into weight training at home. There's just no excuse. I just haven't. So in case I didn't mention, here are my photos. They are 1 year apart. I can see the difference in my stomach, but honestly, I think a lot of it has to do with the success I've had following keto and alternate day fasting the last 3 weeks. It's the most weight that I have lost in 3 weeks. Another thing that's been kind of interesting is I have noticed that I have not broke out with eczema. If you see in my first photo, you'll kind of see like a red spot like up on my arm right up here. My left arm is notorious for breaking out with eczema. I would always break out with eczema right here. And I would, in the photo, you kind of see it like up here. And honestly, so far, this is July. This is one of the hotter months. And normally my eczema would flare up from the heat. Whenever I'm sweating is when I would break out with eczema. And I have not had one flare up yet. Keto has been great for that. Just before I started keto, one of the main reasons, other than I wanted to look good for Kauai, was that I started having irritable bowel syndrome. I was eating fresh fruits and vegetables, and they would go right through me instantly. And I would be at work and feel like I was going to have a loose bowel movement or something. And well, I don't know why I keep talking about loose bowel movements. And that ended. But if some of you have been watching my keto alternate day fasting, you'll find out that I did have a couple of bouts of loose bowel movements and an episode of diarrhea during my first week of doing it. But that is a normal response for extended fast. Anytime that you're past 24 hours, you're going to have loose bowel movements when you break your fast. I feel good. It's been great. I hope you guys enjoyed my 1 year keto update. If you like this video, please like it. It really helps out my channel when you guys like these videos because it tells YouTube that I am putting out valuable content, and it helps me get more subscribers, which if you're not yet subscribed, I highly recommend that you hit the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit that little bell icon and that will notify you whenever I have uploaded new videos. Besides doing like my weight loss updates, I also do a lot of keto food reviews and blood sugar tests on those foods to find out if they really are keto friendly. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one.
Let's go. Summer's gone, I'm latching on. Don't even know your name.